Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 11 of the Primus Daybreaker series. I've got a lot of windmills, and they produce a good bit of power, and they look sort of cool. But it's not enough. It's time to get something better. It's time to do fusion. Let's get started. You gotta love hacked-together monstrosities. I am making Mekanism plastic because it's needed. One piece of plastic is needed for one recipe in the fusion reactor for these things. They need a piece of plastic. To make the plastic, you need a enrichment chamber with 3 of those little pellets. That I can do. To get the pellets, you need a PRC. I had to make one. With liquid ethylene, I need to do something to get that. Oxygen, need to do something to get that. To get the liquid ethylene, you have to condensate it. To get the gaseous form, you have to mix hydrogen and water with biofuel, which also gets you the substrate, and then you make the biofuel by crushing. So I've crushed a bunch of apples, because they give you 4 of these. They're running into a PRC, which is being given hydrogen on this side, water from the top. These are nice. These are lat blocks water tanks made from a lat tank, water, and ender pearls. And the lat tank is just glass and sticks, so it's fairly cheap. Nice thing is, if you crouch right-click, you notice the corners change color. When it's orange, it's pushing the water out. So it makes a 1-block water source that pushes into machines, so it's very handy. I'm going to start using these all over the place. But the hydrogen, the hydrogen's coming in here. I'm just dumping the oxygen right now. You can see it venting out the side. The trick with getting this arranged right is the side config. This is items and this is items only. You also have energy, which you can just leave as all input, and fluids and gases. So I hadn't noticed these tabs before, but this let me set the water to come in on the top, the gas to come in on the right and out on the left. So it's coming out on the left here, and this is making the ethylene that I will need for a later step. And it's sending out the output down below here to an ender chest. So that's the substrate. Just get that out of there. Then, this row here is separate. I needed to make lithium dust. So I've got a tank of lithium here. I'll explain where that comes in a moment. It's piping into a rotary condensator. These you really don't have to... Yeah, you can't mess with the inputs and outputs. How you place them is the L to G. And so it's taking the liquid lithium, turning it into a gaseous form. And you just have to rotate this. Condensing is going from the liquid... Okay. Condensating. Okay, going that way is condensating. Yeah, decondensating. It's turning a liquid into a gas. Click this, it reverses it to turn the gas into liquid. But I want liquid into gas. And then this thing is taking the gas from the front, just from the front, and it's outputting the items from the top with auto eject. So that's doing a good job. Now I'm going to... I don't know how much of that stuff I need. I'm probably going to need a lot. Well, no, yeah, I'm going to need a lot. This is for the induction thing. I'm working on the fusion reactor. So I'm going to need someplace to put the power. I'm going to need a lot of this lithium to make the tritium, using those solar collectors, which needs the plastic, which is what I need the ethylene and the substrate for. So where is this lithium coming from? Well, let's run over here and switch to the desert. You remember my brine tank? It is now 4 towers. I had to send my Mekanism digital miner out twice to gather up copper. I could probably add 1 more. The 3 on the outside are making brine. So this one's taking in water, outputting brine. This one's taking in water, outputting brine. Same over here. Water to brine. All the brine's going into the center one. And that's the one making lithium. And as you can see, it's using the brine from 3 of the towers faster than they can pump in. And it's making lithium. That is coming out and going into a bedrockium drum, which is going to have plenty of storage. And some extra is also going into this ender tank so that I can get at it from elsewhere for this other step. Now I'm wondering if I can use... Let's see here. I made 2 more of these water tanks. If I break that, stick a water tank on it, and right-click it, is that going to provide enough water to keep this thing happy? Yeah, looks like it. It's going up. Nice. Just a little bit cleaner having that sitting there. I'll have to make another one because I only have 1 more on me here. Make sure this one is also getting enough. I guess so. Yeah, it's just right up there at the top of its range. So yeah, those are nice. I like those. I also have the bottomless tank, which I found if you break it, it loses everything in it. So don't break it when it's full of stuff. I had brine collecting in it, but this tank, this bedrockium drum had plenty of room in it to take everything that it collected so far in the bottomless tank, so I just went ahead and transferred it all over there. Okay, so that's that. Lithium production using a ender tank so that I can have my reactor in this world. Lithium dust coming along pretty good. I'll have to figure out how much I want to need and stop it soon. Ethylene, half a tank. Substrate, almost 8 stacks. It's coming along. I've already made all the parts I need. It's in here, I think. Yes, for the reactor. Here's the controller, 4 ports, and then 41 frames and 19 of the glass. That should get me a reactor with as much glass as possible, leaving room for the 4 ports and the controller. I built it here just to make sure. Put the excess away before I took it apart and put those in there. So, alright, I'll be back in a little bit as I progress. Well, according to the calculator, I'll be busy pretty much filling up this chest with lithium dust. So to make the size of battery I want, I need 24 stacks of lithium dust. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Well, I've been busy. I've been doing a bunch of tests in single player, and I've built this. Well, this is just the structural frame for the fusion reactor. And I have been busy crafting these things, these purple guys here. Ultimate induction cells. I made 3 of them. This took me a long time. Hours, collectively. Off and on. The recipe is 4 of these elite induction cells, and 4 of these energy tablets, and an ultimate energy cube. These things are what you need a bajillion of. I mean, here you just see 4, it's not too bad, but every other thing in here requires these, and they're nested. So the blues, they need 4. So we got 16 of these things at this level of blues. And then, oops, go back. Then the reds need another level of 4. That's more. And then the greens need another level of 4. And at every level you also have one of these energy cells, which use them. And nest. It's a blue, red, green, purple, blue, red, green. All of them require these things. Vast quantities of gold and redstone. This is when, the EE table just makes it bearable. I mean, I would not have done it, probably, without the EE table to take the brunt of the resource gathering. It's pretty ridiculous as to how resource intensive those are. But you don't have to have the purples. I mean, I only did them because with the EE I could get up there. So I'm building the fusion reactor, and basically every side of a cube with a 3x3 inner space has this pattern to it. Though you can put glass anywhere except the edge spaces. Get that right? Yep. And the top corners. There, that's all those. These are the reactor ports. And I'm going to have my fluids coming in here. I've got one fluid line. I ran out one space away. And these are just placeholders to show me where they're going to be. One fluid there, one fluid there. And then my power is going to go out here and here. A controller. I'm not quite ready for the controller yet. The controller has to go on the top in the center. So now I can put the controller right there. I'm going to fill in glass just about everywhere else. And then the last spot, and I need to go outside. Oh, I broke it. You can't break these with a pick. Ah, here I put my wrench away, and then I forgot. Let me grab, I think I've got some extra of this stuff. I'll be right back. Whew, I had one piece of extra glass. I thought I did, but I wasn't sure, which is why I did a cut. But I teleported up there, and there it was. So, poof, red sparkles. It is now a fusion reactor, and it's not going to do a thing. It's going to need a whole room here. The whole room is mech. One more page. This little guy, he's pretty easy to make. Just put some coal, in the coal metallurgic infuser, put a little bit of gold dust, and you get a whole room. It takes 10 millibuckets of DT fuel. That's all it takes to fill it up. So I'll have a place to fill it up back there in a moment. You stick that in there. The fuel, you're going to want an injection rate of at least 2. Because in the statistics, minimum injection rate is 2. This will generate, vast amounts of power. So you'll get the deuterium and the tritium, and You can feed in the DT fuel combo yourself, but you can just feed in the tritium and deuterium. You don't have to do anything else. And then the heat will heat up once we give it a laser beam. That's what I'm setting up here. Let's get the lasers down. They don't stack, do they? No. First, I'm going to place that thing. All the clear sides are everywhere except here. The solid side is the one facing that hole. And now the lasers I'm going to put here, here, and here. They are going to beam into that and start building up power, because I'm going to tell it don't fire out the solid side unless you get a redstone signal. But these guys need power, so let me run some cables through this platform and I'll be right back. Well, I just powered them up and they're starting to beam. Of course, I don't have a ton of power, so it's a rather anemic beam. It's going to take a long time to get up to, like 300 megajoules. It's only at 10. So I'll give that some time, but that's why I wanted to set it up first. Give it plenty of time to warm that thing up. You could use a ton of lasers, but you still need a ton of power. So I'll just use these three and give it more time instead. So we got the reactor, we got the lasers. No lever over there, but I'll add that later. I don't want to accidentally fire it off. Now somewhere to store the power. That's where all these guys come in. Oh, Rage needs some help. Should I help him, folks? He did prank me. Yeah, let me give him a hand. See what's up. Maybe a server thing. Yeah. Op powers. Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, basic induction cells just fill in space. And then the three ultimates that took forever to make. Rage now has a teleport at the spawn. So he's all set there. Port there. Oop, not that spot. It does. You can't put those on the edge in this thing. I wanted to put that one here. Poof, red dots. I think it'll have a little bit of energy. No, it lost the energy. When I made some of the batteries, some of the blocks on the inside, I had my qubit in my inventory and was charging some of the components. And then as you assembled them, they kept those charges. But tearing the machine down here, it seemed to have lost... No, it didn't. Yeah, okay, that's how much is in there. So it's still got the power that my qubit put into it. Alright, so this side is pretty much done. I'm going to add my RF entangler from Quantum Flux up here, because this will be the main source of my power from now on. That part is done, at least the reactor chamber. The lasers are slowly charging. Oh, it's up to 200. It's actually faster than I thought. I probably have no energy left back in the base. I've got to finish running these cables over here. And you can see I've got some placeholders here for my deuterium production. 3 pumps getting heavy water, and then machine to turn the heavy water into deuterium. Up here will be a ender tank bringing the... I'm going to do all my solar stuff in my dimension with the brine tanks. And the output there is the tritium, in gaseous form. But I'm going to compress that over there to liquid, bring it through an ender tank here, and then I'll have another machine to turn it back into a gas, which will send it along to the system. I'm going to have... Do I have my tanks on me? I think they're in here. I can go ahead and put those in line. I know where they go here. One tank goes there facing this way, and the other goes there facing this way. These act as small buffers to the two lines. I can put comparators on them in the walls here and monitor them. I might make an open computer program to do a display for that. But you can also open these up and stick a... What do they call it? This thing. The gauge dropper. Drop a gauge dropper in here and get 1 bucket's worth. And then down here on the table, I already have the power line running for it. I will have... what's the machine that does the combining? This guy? Yes. The chemical infuser. I'll have one of those sitting here on this table. And I can take a gauge dropper from each of these and stick them in there, and I'll combine to make the DT fuel. I can put the whole ROM in there, and then that will let me power up. That'll be what I put in here to start the whole system running. Because you don't need to have that chemical infuser in line permanently. I'm not even hooking it up to these pipes, because the whole ROMs take 10 millibuckets. Nothing. And in combining 1 bucket of each of the 2 fuels gets you 2 buckets. So I got 2,000 millibuckets. I can make 200 holoroms with just 1 gauge dropper from each. So yeah, there's no point in hooking it up. How we doing here? I forget if it's 300 or 500. I'm going to probably let it go to 500 just to make sure. But then again, I have lots still to do. So I've got to get the machines that I've got placeholdered here in place, and then the machines in the dimension over here. So I'm going to have to take this stuff and do another step to it. I need to drain that back out. So let me get my configurator here. Crouch, right click. There we go. That should drain it all out. Okay. And I'm going to move that to the bottom here. Okay. I'll be back with some more machines. Move this thing out of the way. I'll put it just over here. Show lasers. Yep, still getting the whole thing. Good. Alright, I'll be back in a moment with more machines. I just noticed something. My qubit is not charging my porter. Those lasers are sucking all my power. I don't have enough power to get out of here. Thankfully, I think this battery has probably enough to charge this thing up. Oh good, it does. Emergency battery power for the win. Otherwise I'd be stuck here, because those lasers are never going to stop. They'll just keep sucking up all my wind power. Oh, I'm glad I had this. Disaster saved. And tuck that back away. Actually, I probably want to keep that on me now, just in case I lose access to my stuff. Alright, heading on back. I should make a permanent teleporter here. Back in a bit. Alright, so, getting started here. Put down some mechanical pipe. It's just elite, not ultimate. Use my configurator to set this side to suck, these sides to insert, not that it matters. So these things are getting the liquid lithium and they're turning it into gaseous lithium. They will need upgrades. Do I have any upgrades on me for this mod? I do not. I will have to make some of those. But for now, keep it the way it is. So they're going to output. I can just stick it right like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be the first set. I think 7 is enough for continuous day. If you don't have continuous day, you probably want 14. I made 14 before I decided that I would do it in this dimension. So I'll go ahead and set them up because they're free power. I mean, they don't take any power, that is. Connect like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that one goes down here. And the last one is floating on my cursor. There we go. So, those should be producing. Where's my checker? Checker, there it is. Yes. We have tritium, if you can see it there. Tritium 2000, so 2 buckets of tritium in there. Slow producer, but thankfully we don't need tons of it. That's 14 of these things. But now that's a gas, and I want to get it back to the world. So I'm going to need another condenserator. This goes from gas to liquid, like that. I need to stick a power source on the bottom. Could run a cable over from the other one, but this is easier and these aren't that expensive, so I'll just toss one on. Right like that. Fill that hole back in. Alright, now that should be turning it into liquid tritium. It's probably going to need some power speed upgrades as well. Now I want a liquid. Which is my liquid? This one. Like that. And my ender tank. Ender tank. There it is. 2 of them. I just want the one right now. And that goes here. There we go. Oop, nope. Oh, does it still have something in it? I can't tell. Should be empty. Oop, ah. Hope I didn't destroy the lithium. Let's put this on top. Oh, looks like there was something in there. What's it read? 51 millibuckets of liquid lithium. So it did have a little bit left in it. Oh, keep breaking the clay. So now it should be empty. Yes, okay. Trap is clean. Light is green. Put it here. Hook it to that. There we go. That is the end of this production line. I end up with a tank filled with tritium. There's just 1 millibucket in this pipe. Because it's all going in there. Yep, emptying out. So I just need to put some speed and probably power upgrades in these. And then this is done. So I'm going to consider it done for the video. I'll come back later for the upgrades. And now I got to make some more stuff for this end. Be right back. Alright, it's time to do a few things in this room. First, remove the placeholder. Put our rotary condensator down here. Let's see, I'll make sure it's placed in the right way. Gas, yes. So like that. Now I need my other ender tank, which is right here, and it's looking blue. That's good. Plop that here. And I am decondenserating. Flip that around. Gets the tritium. We have the tritium line ready. That's all that one took. Well, everything in the other dimension. In this dimension, I just need those pieces. Alright. For this, let's get rid of all this. Notice this line is separated and it's not doesn't have the green in it. I don't want any power in there when I put in the pumps, because I don't want them running yet. Now they started running. Oh, they must have gotten power from my qubit. Darn it. Alright. Well, I guess let them run out of their power. Oh, they're full up now. Ugh, what a mess. Sometimes the qubit, I mean, it's a great thing, qubit, but sometimes it causes problems. And there it's because it stored energy in them after I created them. Now they're full of water and not heavy water. Well, I guess the best thing to do is just to replace them. Put in the filters. This come on, get up there. This makes them get heavy water instead of water. Now I'm going to have to hook up a... Let's see, do I have any more water cables? Fluid cables? I do. Elite, good. Good enough. I'm going to hook that up, let it drain out all the water that's in them. Alright, now they're getting heavy water. Good. Now I can break this to destroy the water. They erroneously connected. I can do that because this wasn't hooked up to anything. Alright, now that's heavy water in there. And we can use our little network tool just to make sure. Heavy water, yes. Okay. Next step, electrolytic separator goes here. And it has power because it was in my inventory. It is taking the heavy water, making deuterium and oxygen, and we want to just go ahead and dump the oxygen. And now we can lay down some pressurized pipe coming out of there. And if we read that with our little tool, deuterium. Now, do not cross the streams. Do not let these two cables conduits connect. That turns basically one into another. They're not smart enough not to connect because they're different. So I'll try and stay to the outside here. So if I accidentally click on the side, it doesn't create a connection, cross connection between the two. And I can't do that here, so I'll just have to be very, very careful. Bum, 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 bum. All the scaffolding stuff is just decoration. It's not necessary. The part you saw me build is the only part you need for the fusion reactor. This is just to make it look cooler. There we go. That means this thing should now have both of its fuels. Fuel, deuterium, and a little tiny bit of no tritium at all yet. Why not? Oh, that's the deuterium, yeah. The tritium. Is there a break in the line? Nothing's going in there. It has just one tritium. Well, I can connect this power back up again. So I'll make more deuterium. Oh, is that maybe that was the problem? Was it the deuterium that was not there? Fuel. No, deuterium I have. It's the tritium that's 0. Alright. Debug. There's tritium in this line. Oh, that's right. I didn't have enough to connect when I was building it. There you go. Fuel. Tritium. Deuterium. We are set for fuel. How? Oh, I turned off the lasers because I wanted power to do all my other things. I can turn that back on again when I'm away for a little bit. All right, so these things are pumping away. 3 is about right. I suppose I could just upgrade them. I didn't think about that. They do take speed upgrades, don't they? No, they don't. Okay, so that's why 3. So you can't upgrade them. This should be changing to something other than filter. You can only do the filter upgrade. This one will need a speed upgrade. I'm going to give this one a speed upgrade too, because it's backing up. So I need upgrades all around. But I think these things have to finish powering this up, because it's only at 222 and that's not enough. Need to get some more production going with a little bit more speed so that it can continuously feed the reactor. Because once this reactor comes on, it should stay on. And the power system is ready to take it. I'm using 2 because these things max out at... what's their max? Let's grab one here. 320 kilojoules per tick. And this thing will be putting out... It says 500, but I think it might be more than that. It could be more than that. Statistics. 500 kilojoules a tick. So I need at least 2 at 500. And I can go up to a little over 600 before I'll need to add another cable. Alright. I'll be back when I've got some upgrades installed everywhere. Alright, watching this line down here, it is going up. The buffer is going up. So the liquid is backing up in the pipe, which means these things are going faster than all 14 of these. And the amount of speed upgrades is just 4 in this one and 4 in this one. So let's take one out, see if that makes a difference. Going up, but going up slower. Take out one here. Still going up, but slower. Alright, so that's probably a good place to leave it. So these things are running slightly faster than these things. So it'll keep them stockpiled. This thing is running fast enough to keep its line drained. That's basically empty. And this line is basically empty, so it sounds like the other side is doing well too. So I think we're good here. I did connect them with power just so I have one of these to load up with upgrades. How are we doing here? This is going down, as expected. So soon we won't be able to keep all this stockpiled with as much. I'm going through the reserves of lithium. But that's okay. I think with 3 towers, I think we'll be making enough lithium to power the reactor indefinitely. I'm pretty sure. Alright, back here. head down to the floor. I think I can turn the lasers back on now. So I'm going to take a break here in a little bit and turn back on. It didn't turn back on. Why not? The cables are all back on. Do I have to dig in here? Oh, ooh, I just broke it. Fix, fix. 32 upgrades. Still no lasers. Break and replace lasers? One little burst. One little burst. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll investigate. Let's go check in here, though. Alright, this guy still needs some more upgrades, looks like. Let's give him another speed. I want to see this going down. I want it to be faster than the input, otherwise it's a bottleneck. I'm just going to give it a whole bunch. It'll be way too much, but I want to get through the backlog. There it goes. Woo, yeah. Get those out. Try just 4. 4 seems to be enough to keep up. How about 3? 3 is enough. How about 2? Still good. 1. There, now it's... Get rid of that. Now it's starting to go back up again. So it needs at least 2. So I'm going to give it 3. Guarantee it's fast enough. Alright, is anything buffering in this line yet? No. Is it still buffering in that line? Yes. It's doing pretty good though. I won't buffer in these yet for a while. How's this guy doing? He's completely empty, so he's keeping up with all 3 pumps. Good. Nothing's buffering there. Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong line. This one is the other one. And it is going up, and it's buffering out here. Alright, so we just got to let the system achieve its full potential. Get this thing charged up, and we'll be ready to turn on. Oh, yeah, I still got to wait one more machine to make my whole RAM. I'll be back in a moment. It's time to light this puppy up. Alright, I let it charge overnight. So we've got 1.28 gigajoules in this thing.
21 gigawatts of electricity. 21 gigawatts!
Ready to go. Got a lever on it. All my pipes are now taken care of. This one is full. This one is full. Both tanks are full. This line is good. This line was bad. From the tank to here was bad because everything past this line wasn't chunk loaded. All this stuff back here. And something about this piping system broke when it was like that. And I had to basically tear down all these pipes, replace them. Same with this pipe over here. But now everything should be running. There's stuff flowing through this. And this line does have a buffer, and it is filling up. Which means I lost who knows how much when that unchunk loaded. Because even though most of the pipe is loaded, the entire thing was no network. So that's fixed. Everything's good. I think we're ready to fire it up. And as you can see, I did a little bit of decorating. Let everybody know we're ready to fire it up. Let's get out one of my hull rooms. I took a gauge dropper and stuck it in here. That was even before this was full. This was before, and it filled up. I stuck them in here, one of each. I had one of each tank. They combine in the middle, which gets you 2,000, and it only uses 10 to make one of these. So the technician climbs up here, tosses that in. Check the fuel injection rate. We've got fuel. There's no heat. Statistics don't matter. Alright. So it's primed and ready to go. All we have to do is throw the switch. 3, 2, 1, ignite. Ha-ha! All that power dumped in there. Let's run up, see what the heat is. Oh, don't go away. Okay, no, it's just the graphics. Heat. 132 and going up. So we have achieved stable reaction. It should probably stabilize around 149, 150, somewhere in there. Fuel is keeping up at the moment. Let's go check the lines. These will still be maxed out because we got the tanks. And the tanks will probably still be maxed out. Yep, just down by 1 that's being pulled out. The lines, how are the lines? Needed 0, so that's full up. This one is going down. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, no, it's going up. It's going up. I was looking at the wrong one. It is going up. That means we're making it faster than we are using it. But the system has been sort of idle once things were full. So it'll be a while before we know whether the entire line is running fast enough to keep this thing perpetually on. How's our power? Look at those megajoules go up. We've already gotten over 700 megajoules. And look how much I can store in here. It doesn't tell me. Oh no, I guess it does. Let's see. Parse that out. 1 billion RF. A billion RF. Not bad. And look, this one is maxed out. That one is not being used. So we have enough power cables here to support all of the output. That's good. Alright. I probably should run a cable from the power over here back over to the lasers to start charging this thing back up. But I'll do that between episodes. We're come to the end here. We have stable fusion. Now, while I was putting this together, I did so much crafting offline, off camera, that I may have missed something that you guys want to know about the process. If so, if it's not in the video, if it's in the video, shame on you, watch the video. If it's not in the video and that's my mistake for leaving something out, let me know, and I will try to answer your questions or cover up what I missed in somewhere in the next episodes. So, this is Nonsanity, signing out. Take care. Stay hot. See you next time.